Hi guys, hello, good morning guys. How are you guys? Good morning. How are you guys? Muri say guys, how are you guys? Muri say, how are you guys? Muri right here. Marara boy, guys. I hope you had a very peaceful night. And I say flu yakapera atoima sinus ausikona cha kutofamba nezvima spray izvi zvima O3 zvatakufamba nazvo flu yakapera yatove nhingirikiri zvayo yatove sinus anombosumuka ombodzika ombokwira ombodzika anomaona right tiri pano nhasi guys pa celebrity catch up. Welcome to the show Celebrity Catch Up, whereby we get to meet my celebrities ese andika tinokwanisa kuti avepo pa show my socialites, not my socialites anyway, my influencers, my celebrity, my influencers vaimbi vatinokwanisa kuti yes mastokos kuti vakwanise kunge vari pa show andika so that we get to know them and tizivewo vaita nezvei kana vari kuproduce music yavo tobva tanzwawo zviri kugadzikwa panguva iyoyo kana vari kuacta zvinyuwani tonzwawo zviri kuactwa kiri panguva iyoyo. Guys, this show is not about makuwa ani muri kunzwa, this show is not about makuwa and we want to know our influencers, we want to know our celebrities and toda kuvazivawo kuti timbonzwawo background vamwe tinongovaona tiziva vakakura sei vakambokurira kupi vakazodira. We want to know them ani maona tinzwewo tichibvunzawo mubvunzo tichisununguka muchibvunzawo mubvunzo zvamuda kuziva handika but not zviri too deep zvepersonal yemunhu guys, not zviri too deep zvepersonal life yemunhu. We don't want to get deeper and deeper into personal life yemunhu unless the guest ari kuti are uncomfortable and ari comfortable kuti ataure nemi akupai go ahead andimaona then you can ask, but if asina kuri kupisa singaiti kuno kuteuma zvisingaiti andimaona kana asina kupai mvumo atina way kuita anditika. So we are waiting for today. Our guest is Jerome anditika. Jerome ngatingoti Nyasha Mugara anditi actor we pa studio 263 anditimaona takangomuona olofesa ndindaonzoti boom kune munhu atora chishona kuskanda utkati chishona tikamhanya kudai kunodongorera kuti chizviri kufamba sei anomuona tikoniki kune shona iri kutaura kuti kambuti kuda malines akanyorerwa tisiona munhu antori mushona but atasingamuzivi guys ndikunyepa. Did we know him? We did not know him. We didn't know that there was somebody like that. And then I want to know more about my bridge. Okay, tichamukumbira tichamudedza uya tichamudedza uya my bridge is a free spirit somehow anogona kuti bvunzai zvamunoda anomaona saka regai timbonzwa right it's 24 past 12 no it's 24 past 12 ndafunga kuti hafu dzachaya saka regai timbotaura tichimirira time ikwane because tati half 12 saka uzofonera munhu 24 past 12 azviti anomaona saka time yangu inini wachi yandashandisa yekumadziro anomaona wachi yandashandisa yekumadziro yanga isingaiti anomaona yanga saka I think iri kumberi saka regai timirira half past it's chai akuno kuri kupisa zvokutoti panze hapasi kutombomirika panze hapasi kutombo ukatomira panze unogona kutonyunguduka hanzi akapresenta dotwa regai tichanzwa zvizere nhasi guys. We don't want to speculate, hatidi kuspeculate, tichanzwa zvizere naiye kana achinge auya nhasi kuti papi paakauya napo paakapinda napo anomaona tichanzwa zvizere kuti papi paakapinda napo tingazospekulata pano hanzi muri semudumba after monster bigger iwe pane chividhio chandazoita after monster bigger chiya chichakandwa kumaruzu ugona chiona papa sina kumira zvakanaka nemonster bigger iyi papa sina kumira zvakanaka hanzi skin isama nyaya dzeskin I think ndinonaso kuti zvinoenderana neangle yekamera sometimes paunenge uri pauchi ndakaona I noticed one thing sesu vakamboita mapigmentation yekuti unenge wakasviba wakaita black handisina kuita black guys anomurikuona I'm not black anymore anomurikuona iangle imwe ndizvo zvandotonotisa. You see, I am not black anymore, but paunobvisa black ya panosara pakaita kakutsvuka so but sometimes ukatogwa uri pane pamwe unotoita kunge wakasviba so kuti unge wakasviba like akasiya dzoka ndoti handina anomaona. So I think zvemnikikiri zvinoenda nemaangle shuwa pa fair zvinoenda nemaangle efoni pauri nefoni yacho maybe panguva handizivi anomaona handizivi. But it's something that I've realized ipapa kuti nasogona kubuda ukadai so buda yakanaka zvisingaiti mangwana udai so obuda yakaita hamene zvainenge yakangoita so tonzomwa chiti kwai vazotsva nemafuta handina kutotsva ndakato clear pigmentation yanga yakazara kumeso kwangu ufunge nemafuta handina kutombotsva ndakato clear pigmentation yanga iri kumeso kwangu yakazara. Ndichakukandira picture rangu ndine pigmentation munochema ini kakukandira picture rangu ndine pigmentation chai 2019 achangotanga 28 masuro ndakanisa kuita black munochema ini. Rimwe racho makariona kalive kakambokandwa muska live kaka kenyaya dzaloreni kake kunzi kaiti kemurumo munhu makakaona ka half kana ndakapfeka ka cream kaya makaona tasai kumeso kuya tasai kumeso kwangu muchoma utoona kwakato munoti yazotoona. So ndakazviona kuti phone dzinocontribute nemaangle and what hanzi nenge ka haiwa ndakazviona muchemberesoko kuti zvinotove nemaangle phone angle pauri sometimes light chi ameno zvinoita anomaona. So yeah, regai timire half 12 dzacho dzichai tione kuti haufa isi muchemberesoko 27 3 minutes to go hanzi mosore ndozora mafuta angu andobika kuku my own mafuta ndo andozora akasiyana ai andozora akasiyana ai face cream kana iri face cream idzo zona face cream yawa saka vese vanhu vamacustomer wakawandisa anotenga mabody cream because zvinezvi you have to buy a face cream anditika because alright ndichakusanangurira imi macustomer angu kuseri macustomer angu saitenga mabody cream iko zvino body cream unoshasa kubody chete face cream tenga face cream handiti ndakakutraidziri a little bit milder handimona because hatisi kuda kukombita neskin yekumakumbo kune kumaoko iri too hard than skin yekumeso handimona. So we have to change. Hanzi nakuda in face yangu yatochinja kuita confidence ndisina makeup. Thank you SIS MELLY. Yes, he one of my clients ushu ari kutaura ende munoziva guys ndoda kuti ndikudze zvinoitika panyaya dzemafuta idzi. Munogona kuda kuna skin ya SIS MELLY muona kuti skin ya SIS MELLY yacho haina kumbuto ndokuvigira yeumwe munhu ari kutotenga mafuta kwandiri moperegwa imi motarisa yangu hazvisi kuenderana hanimaona asi mafuta akushandisa ndiwayo angu iwayo zvimwe zvinoenderana neskin hanimaona sometimes skin tuwai maskin evanhu vamwe vari muno nevari muSouth Africa muno mune vanhu vari kuUK iko kuna naAmerica muone zvakaita skin dzavo ndoga nongoti hazvakaoma inini maybe nyaya yekumixa nchimbotesta sisa nchimbodi hanimaona hanzi mafuta enyu bhozvo kuti vanhu vakawanda vari kutenda vanhu vakawanda kuUK iko handina mudhayari mutema ini kana kuti ane mavaravara kumeso hakuna even kunona Australia uko hakuna kuAustralia izvo zvisitoko yakatopera totoshayiwa munhu akuenda nendikiri nestok hanzi nadofo renyika bleaching causes kidney diseases yangu hayo kidney yacho yangu hayo dofo renyika kidney yangu hayo kana yafeila unondipa yako jo mafuta anosiyana jo mapiri yangu hayo kidney plus dei machemberedu akanga achizora kubva kudhara akazora ambi dei vasina kufana makidney avana kubva nemakidney isi machemberedu chimberese ni wangu aitonyazozora ina vana kubva nekidney aitozora imwe yainzi gloto kwaichi glotoni so yaiko kudhara uko havana mbova nemakidney akazora kusvikira vava kuti mwoyo wabingirira mwoyo wamira kuti yangu iri kidney yangu inini hapana chakaipa asi dei uchii inozoita yako ndopandoti manje ndakukanganisa black spots aripo handisina nezuro ndakatumira vanhu angana ndakaita akaenda nesuro ana ndakaita akaenda black spots corrector aripo akaenda nesuro handisisina dena naunda kutaridza handisisina akaenda nandakabika isa akaenda kuna vanhu vemasports vane masports vanoshandisa black spot corrector iyoyo kuna mwana utone problem yenhingikiri yemavara matema chaiyo kumesoko kuti mapundu anobuda achigadzira obuda atore neproblem chaiyo problem yekutodaro mamwe anotsvukisa mamwe atsvukisa what's the number to get to kuseri 06 ukaenda pa front page jo manhingikiri yes medusa ukaenda pa front page pepage pane number dziripo ndo number dzacho idzodzo handiti maona ndo number chana ndachitogadzira hangu base cream ichi base cream yandagadzira guys chakudzisai kuti munogadzira sei base cream one day ndichainchikuitirai base cream yandagadzira ichi base cream ichi face cream base cream yema face cream chete ichi yandagadzira ichi animaona ndachitoigadzira nesuro manheru ndavata kuma 12 base cream chakudzisai kuti munozviita sei kuti mugadzire ma base cream handitika and then basically then wozoisa zvaunodi zvaunoisawo kuti uone kuti haufa hanzi tofedza kwana right ari pekuglowa mega snake ari pekuglowa chete andoda kugadzirira neshie bata kana kuti nemango bata chete ndokugadzira nemango bata yako chete wozoraiwa kuglowa unongoglowa chete aripo kana uchida unongoti ndisime ndikuda natural ndikuda ecaramel ndo enatural iwayo handi ndingokurovera nemango bata dzizere mango bata makoko bata ndingokurovera bozve kuti right I think dzakwana rikaiti chifona yadzakwana oh hanzi ndasenda request hapana request apa hapana request hello how my brother I can't see your request. There's no request here.
Okay, I'm going to send it again.
All right, please try to do that.
All
right hanzi kudebena kuti mafuta akapera kudebena kusina akapera hanzi akarora mudhudhula iwe akarora atushawa kana we ndikuti madhairi zangu apinda shuwa UK ariko UK ariko asi ndofunga pasara mashoma pamela kuseri unondibata mbuya mulambo kwanaye. All right, the request is now here. Yes. Kwai advocate chimkonde mira tite zva doctors. Right. Hello, Jerome. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very handsome as always.
Thank you.
Hey, right. Sorry, my brother. Today we are going to take you back home. And I thought the moment I posted the flyer, people came and like, like it's the hands of banana. Because obviously, once I'll ask him to wow, I guess all those love and likes are for you. All right. So
my message actually just surprised what
imagine, but no, you really indeed you surprised everybody, really. You surprised everybody because it was like boom. The next time we are claiming ownership. So, doctor, welcome to the program. Welcome to getting to know our celebrities and influencers. So, Jerome Diane, akakurira kupi, akadzidza kupi. We want to know about you.
Okay, so Saka JeromeGaliao, a youngster, I grew up at Adbeni, Kumbare. Basically, I was born in Adbeni, but raised Kumbare. Just Adbeni, you know, it's like it's really close to Mbare, and we moved to Adbeni. I think later when I was about 6 years old. I did Adbeni Primary School, and then we went to Prince Edward from there. I lived everywhere. My Shona got better there. I think I speak better Shona. And Shona is much better than my English also.
Wow.
Because I'm growing up from life. But started drama when I was in Prince Edward, and then took up film and TV. Ndango Pedza pa Prince Edward. I also did judo for Zimbabwe. I was in the national team. So arts has just been mainly my life. Openyu has just been artistic that way. I was on. Oh, I heard him. 263. It wasn't 263 actually. A lot of people are often on Andini about 263. I was actually on a series in the East State Blues, which was the competition. Yeah. And then also presented ZBC Pakatanga KidsNet. Those days, I was the first presenter a show in the youth.com. Urban groups, Django Tanga. I was the first presenter to actually put the likes of Anna Rocky, XQ, 2BG, all those guys, Wakatangapayouth.com. And David Chifunyisi as well, when he started doing urban grooves those days. It's been a long, that has been the journey. 19 years old. supermodel, Zimbabwe, supermodel, Zimbabwe. And I got into modeling then and acting. It's like, yeah, that's basically a bit about it. And I also heard you talking about my scripts ever scandal, but you know, Shona Ani and who does the Shona scripts for him. It's me actually. In my scripts, I'm no poor and didn't know poor in English. And obviously, this side in South Africa, no one at production knows how to speak Shona. So you can imagine how difficult it is to get an English script and then translate it to Shona on your own because of some of the wording and stuff. So yeah, it's a bit of a challenge, but I always manage to. And in the coming episodes that will be happening on Scandal, I think when Dr. Mugari was introduced, he was introduced as obviously a rural Shona speaking guy, a guy who came from rural Zimbabwe, who came as a gynecologist. So his vision is to basically learn how to learn more of gynecology, learn the international ways of doing it, and take it back home to his home village eventually. But obviously within the storyline, he ends up falling in love, meeting the love of his life, and then he wants to now focus on staying in South Africa, but eventually he does go back home. I think the story now, where you're going to see the stories that are coming now forward, because I haven't been on TV for a bit. And as you can see, I got to Garapa table. I've got scripts for days that I'm actually doing for upcoming episodes where you actually get to see Dr. Mugari as who he truly is as a gynecologist. And a lot of Shona is going to be coming now in the upcoming episodes. Yeah, as soon as I return back to screen, it's a lot of Shona for me.
Wow, right. Before we go to my screen, scandal and screen whatnot, and we, as you know, as people, black people, normally we tend to we like to speculate sometimes, you know, should that this number fix of which already I've seen people confirm no Prince Edward, you know, so that means there are people that knows you. And so my 2000 are here to know more about you. They don't know you, but because groups and whatnot, they were not even there. So we want to take them because nobody's on social media now. We want, when they follow you, we want them to know who are they following. So when
sorry, say again. Okay. In my family, we're 5. We 4 boys and 1 girl, and I'm the eldest in Kumbagwedu. I'm my mother's firstborn. Yeah.
Okay. And your parents, are they still alive?
My dad is late. My mom is still alive.
So how does she feel now watching you on a big screen?
I think it's something she really expected, because Nakatanga did it with Zimbabwe as a teenager. But I think getting the job here in South Africa is huge for her. She's obviously very excited. Everywhere she goes on, not stopping in the street. So as we see it on TV, you know. And when I do visit home, you know, as a mother, obviously she will make everyone. When they say, invite to come back up see my son. So yeah, she's very proud of her.
She's a proud mother indeed. Right. So when did you come to South Africa? In Mapa, are you South African?
I've been in South Africa, I think this is my 15th year now.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I think it was 2008. Yeah, 2008.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's about 14 years. Yeah, 2008. And I lived in Cape Town for about 6 months and then moved to Joburg, pursuing the acting dream.
Okay,
so
for you to get the role Scandal, how long did it took you? Since Mamru Cape Town got mapped in South Africa 2008, and we started seeing you like last year. How long did it took you to move concept one a role Scandal?
Hey, Smelly, if I begin to tell you how everything started and what a hustle it was, I'm not going to lie. You know, obviously, with our economy in Zim. So when I left Zim, when I first came here, I didn't know anything. I was young, I was a kid. I'm leaving Zimbabwe. I'm a top actor on ZTV. I'm on news.com. Things are going to be easy. You go pin up at TV, and little did I know the way things work here is totally different. So at that time, I didn't even realize in another country, you need a work permit. No one told me all of this. You need a visa and everything. So when I got to Cape Town, I started as a waiter because that's the only job that we were giving. Obviously, you coming with no papers and stuff, the blue collar jobs. So I as a waiter trying to get my things in order. I got, I think I got an asylum at that time. Then when I got that, I moved to Joburg, and when I heard, I met Tongai Chirisa. I think you know him. He's doing very well in Hollywood, and he was one of the guys that actually advised me and said, "What? Okay, look, dude, you need to find yourself an agent, because the only way you're China Basagunok is when you have an agency." So when I got the agent, it was like, okay, nah, that agent, I will get work. So it was now you go for auditions. And most of the time, you're auditioning with guys who are already famous here, guys who already know the industry. So yeah, so it was hectic. It was audition after audition, and also you couldn't get yourself a formal job, because if you're pursuing a job as an artist, you always need to be free. Because tomorrow go audition, you got script E, go tomorrow and you got to audition. So it was getting a lot of doors shut in my face. I mean, like I said, people won't started seeing me on TV, on Scandal last year, but I did get a few jobs here and there. I was on The Queen, I was on Uzalo, I was on Gomorrah, but it was obviously my small roles. And when you go to builder, you get these roles, 2 days you're on TV, maybe 1 month, when you go to TV, 2 years, no work. So obviously you're taking up other jobs. You go back to waitering, get disappointed. I mean, sometimes you want to just give up, go, this is not going to work for me. And a lot of depression, because there's no support structure. Everyone is about doing their own thing. And also actors who are coming from home are also about running after their own work and pursuing their own dreams. So I think it was being diligent and being persistent, and following the dream. And getting the job at Scandal that audition was hectic, because when they wanted an actor, person in particular, we want any guy who speaks a vernacular language, Isiri, South African. So you can imagine the heavyweights that are coming from Botswana, that are coming from Nigeria, that are coming from Botswana. Exactly, and guys who know this industry, they're looking at Scandal is a big brand. It's like when I got into the audition, and there's also Zimbabwean actors, and guys who knew how to speak Shona, guys who know how to speak the vernacular language. And here I'm coming as they wanted an African guy, and here I'm coming as this colored actor who basically looks more South African than he does as an African actor who speaks.
In other words, are you trying to tell us that you are colored?
Yeah. By birth, I'm mixed race.
Yeah, because somebody did ask the question, but I just let it slip though. Okay, thank you for saying that, for mentioning that.
Yeah. So when I got to the audition, I had to then obviously put a script Shona, and it had to be convincing for the casting directors who were there at Scandal. So we did the audition. It was good. Translating my script was a bit difficult because it was a 2-page script. So I'm opening up audition. Obviously, you get in there, you do your name, surname. Other Zimbabweans had already auditioned as well. Other countries had already auditioned. So when I got in there, the intimidation was also quite big. So I opened up audition. Cool, get in there, do your script. The casting director was like, okay, thank you for coming. We'll get back to you. And that's where you're biting your nails. Because when you get into the audition, you're thinking, okay, there's other Zimbabweans that spoke Shona. Who else came before me? There's other actors I know from Zim who are also there. So I came back home. I forgot about it. Then I think it was like 2 days later, my agent then phones me and says, Apanandine, if you look at my page, I think you noticed I had long hair. I had to braid my hair to my breast here. So they called me and said, look, the directors are asking if you are willing to cut your hair, and because the role you are playing, you're going to be a doctor, to cut your hair and shave. And I was like, but does that mean I got the role? No, they just only asking. And it's a big thing because it took me long to grow the hair, grow the beard. It took me very long to decide. It took me a while to decide, okay, do I want this? And I was like, look, let's just do it. Let's see if I get the role. So I cut my hair, I cut my beard, I took that chance. Then I went back to the second call. And okay, we'll call you back again. So it was a process for them to decide because it's a huge role. And then I think after about 4 days, my agent then calls me and says, hello, can I please speak to Dr. Mugari?
Wow. Wow, that's a good intro, yeah.
You can't imagine excitement. I burst through the ceiling.
True.
It was, yeah, it was the break. You know, it was the break I've been waiting for. It took, like I said, 14 years to get such a big break. So it was just persistence after persistence. Something just happened overnight. And here we are today having the interview.
And we are really so proud of you, Brother Shem. We are so proud of you. Now, everybody, we were like asking ourselves, Dr. Mugari, where is Dr. Mugari? Now, it's like we are coming to the screen to be glued to Dr. Mugari. What is going on? You know, things like that. You know. So, Tato, Titori, my big fans, right? So let's go acting, production, and what. And
to be honest, the industry is volatile and and it also depends on what kind of role you get, what kind of job you get. Because acting, as the performer, the guys behind the camera and stuff, like, you know, you're the cameraman, you directors. They get good money, yes. The guy who's in front of the camera, it depends on what show you are acting on. Anywhere in the world. So prime time shows, you know, between, like, you know, 6:30 and about 9:30. You are not seeing my prime time shows.
They pay.
And I think also you as an artist, you know, the big advert happen during prime time when everyone is watching. And if you get a prime time gig, your money, you get good money. You know, the money, and if you are playing a lead actor, the money is good. Lead actors, cameo actors, extras, they're featured extras. And so those are the 4 categories. So if you are just an ordinary actor, like obviously, background. When you're watching a series, those guys in the background, those are probably the least paid guys. Then you get the guys who are called featured extras, who are usually in the background, and once in a while they get to speak. So the rates are different. So it all, like I said, it depends. So a lot of guys who are in the industry are aiming to try and get into a primetime gig, and also getting a lead role. Because when you are not getting a lead role, you need to have something on the side. It's not an easy industry to get into. Even in Hollywood, there's some guys I'm not running a movie, so but those guys are not even getting close to the millions that the big guys are getting. And then I don't go to Hollywood, then it's just the whole status of I'm working in Hollywood, or I'm working at SABC and Diripa TV and stuff, but it's you're not making ends meet. And for me, a lot of my years I spent being one of the background actors. And it was difficult because you've got to be able to have that kind of resilience and patience. Do you know, while I'm waiting for that time to come, am I going to be able to live in a one room? Am I going to be able to be seen? But you know how people judge. You know, in social media, social media is very brutal. No, it can depress you because people see you on TV, but they see you walking in the street. They see you. You can't even. Sometimes you can't even afford to get to work.
Imagine they don't know what is going on. We don't know what actually happens in the acting industry, and we judge now. We are putting pressure on you. Who got one room? She on about TV. Hey, what you know? And you are right there. We send people sometimes to depression because we don't know what actually is happening in production menu.
Exactly. And I think for me, like earlier on, before I had the interview with you, I was talking to someone and I was saying, you know, actors, I think you've also been watching a lot of actors have been, and artists in general that have been committing suicide, that have been falling into just addictions and other things, you know. And mostly, I think we've been seeing a lot of our South African artists have just been, you know, passing away. Some of them have been taking their lives. It's being an artist, I've always said, is way different than being like, obviously, like how you are on your show now. You get a lot of critics. Like I was going through your, like a lot. And you've got to be able to block that out because mentally it affects you. And I was even saying it today. I was like, you know, you as an actor, especially as an artist, you spend about 8 hours, because Motangabasa sometimes 6 in the morning, which pays at 6 in the evening. Sometimes if you are doing night shoots, you're finishing 3 in the morning. You spend more than 8 hours a day to 12 hours a day away from your family. Or maybe you go on 4, you spend less time with your family. Maybe this week you are acting as Dr. Mugari. Next week, I work at Generations, you are going to act as maybe a lawyer. You're on another show, you're acting as a basketball player. And you've got to be convincing. And imagine every day you are pretending to be someone that you are not. And then you've got to now go back home, and then you've probably got to be a mother, you've got to be a father, you've got to pay attention to your family. And that mental change, you know, changing those characters every day, you lose track of who you are if you're not mentally, you know, focused. So a lot of actors, this I always advise and I say, guys, you know, a lot of actors here need to be encouraged to go to therapy. They need to be encouraged to find the right friends and communicate with the right people, because those kind of things, the mental exhaust you mentally is really hectic. Eh?
So you have mentioned something that got me thinking. Like, man, somebody's living in a one room, and there he is appearing in a big screen, on a big screen every day. But one room, and we guys, we go and bash that person. Screen and what things like that. You understand? So I'm also trying to compare industry ne social media industry, social media ne industry. Maybe this is the same. These are the same things. So it means kune prayer pressure, or even South African side as well, because they bash you when South Africans. I've seen a lot of those, like Ninganga Chiburu taxi, and they take it, they make it a big deal out of nothing. So Jakuta pressure, Vanogara afford you baking Muniano extra. Like, what can you say about that one? That alone?
Yeah, I think what happens is, with time, sometimes like they say, I think in that kind of aspect, I think what the terminology I use is a burnt child dreads fire. You know, when I started also as when I started coming out on TV, I decided I want to start living out of my means, because now, like you said, you're trying to live a lifestyle that social media, you're trying to impress social media, because people have this. You start living the life that people assume that you have, and then you sink in debt, because your first salary is, because I was supposed to say maybe series, for example, Dr. Mugari now, I don't know, it's a long-term contract, but at some point they can tell maybe he's going to die, you know, and that immediately is yours. If I need to my actors at Rhythm City, Muka one day for the Rhythm City is no more going to be there.
It's being terminated.
Maybe 80, maybe 100,000 per month, maybe 120,000 per month. From in the next 2 months, there's no more work. Like you were saying, you were living a high-class life, you were driving an expensive car, now you can't pay your home loan, you can't pay your children's school fees, you can't pay. I think we need to get to a point where some actors have to learn the hard way, but some of us who have had the experiences know how to live within our means. You know, if you're going to get a job that's paying well, understand, it's as an artist, the show may be cancelled. As a social media personality, you may lose your fan base. Yeah. You know, so what else am I going to do as a side hustle?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. When the curtains have closed and everything is a wrap, and I'm not booking any more jobs, you know, and I'm not, and I don't have any more content as a social media personality, or I can't write any more songs as a musician, what do I have to fall back on? And that's what I think as artists, media personalities, we need to start coming together, discussing and talking, and create these forums where, like, we have like something like what you are doing now, where we share these kind of ideas with each other. Guys, what projects can we get into as artists? What businesses can we start as artists? Because this is not, art is a volatile industry. Like we said, it can end at any point.
True.
And then what do you have after that? So yeah.
Yeah, because truly that's when I find out you end up seeing people committing suicide because of the pressure in Bakuan and so on. So it got me thinking again, which is so sometimes maybe I'm sure I'm going to fake life, you can't fake it till you make it. Because it takes cooperation, kuti ye rama so rama ndipozenda kuti rama zvandisiri kuti ndifadze vanhu andiwana but at the end now ndiwo kusuppression unozviuraya zvikwereti zvakusvitsa muchida kutry kuita keep up neaudience but nemafans unozviuraya zveshuwa
ndizvari kuita mukaona wakawanda maartists vanodzemera wazviuraya. If you take a at the bottom of it, let's dig deep. Not just one money, I'm not pinda way over his head in debt. My bank loans, cheating, property equities, and sometimes maybe it's usually just financial strain. You know, depression. What am I doing with my life? You know, it's more than likely to. And then I'm going to decide how to be there. And it's a selfish thing because maybe and you don't even have an insurance policy, you don't even have a life policy. And then the next thing, how do you go home? Not even as a female actress, how do you go to your children? And then they try to explain move from here to another place, and then go forward that depression. Maybe you turn to alcohol. And
the cards can actually give you that pressure again. You are I'm used to this type of lifestyle. So you to substance you change this you bro. And I pressure you. Hey.
When you go can offer random cards, I can't get do maybe so another 100,000 so but I always find I think I've learned also with my partner to find that common ground, and I think the support here on defining the times because when times you get a downtime, and I was going to say Scandal is not calling you like the 2 months I haven't been on TV. Obviously those 2 months and it's better. And I do get to that mode of depression because my wife, she also works. So those 2 months that, as a man, you feel I need to get another job. And you get depressed. And I think you need to find someone who has such support structures, who understand the career. You know, I think I'm going to even my skits. I'm going to know it even like when I'm not working. I do a lot of skits on my Facebook page. If you follow my fan page, it's a lot of skits I do when I'm at home, just to keep my mind off things and to keep myself going. You know? And she helps me a lot and she supports me in those. And I think a lot of us as artists need to find not just even if it's a wife or just friends that will keep supporting you, and you have that kind of structure, because that depression Yegusha Sanda is real.
Right. You mentioned Kutimune partner. And are you married or you're just having this vacancy seat?
No, there's no vacancy seat. We are married.
Okay. So how many kids do you have?
No, I've got 3 kids. She's got 1, but all our kids we live with our kids. Yeah. Okay. We just one happy family.
Okay. So is your woman South African or Zimbabwean?
She's half, eh? Her mom is Zimbabwean, and her dad is Xhosa.
Okay, so she's Xhosa actually.
She's Xhosa.
She's Xhosa, right?
Yeah,
so
actually, listen to me as well.
For how long have you been married?
Eh?
How long have you been married?
No, 2 years. We've been together 2 years. We got married last year in December. She wears I even posted, Anzi wears the ring. She actually wears the ring all the time.
Okay, so let's go back to Scandal. So, lead actors, my lead roles and whatnot. So, just as an example, with Scandal, okay, but not even my lead roles, do you want to declare? Cannot Leila, cannot Devapia.
So what happens is, okay, in any, okay, not just Scandal, but any series. When they start a series, they obviously like it will start in the one when they like so my lead actors are the core of the series. They are the anchors. So those are the ones that you are used to seeing all the time, and they create a storyline. But also, what happens? My lead actors they also not permanent. For example, the Kubeka family, Paskendo, they were leads because they were a family in the storyline. And then Dintle, before Dintle became a lead, remember there was another Daniel Nyati, all those other guys. So what happens is series Inotanga, the core actors. Which, okay, this is the main family and this is the other family. That there's different sides of it. Then there's other people that now come who are called supporting actors. Saka Dinkley right now, yeah, she's a lead actor because she owns Dear CEO NFH. And Scandal is about the newspaper NFH, the whole NFH scenario. So she plays a lead actor. Before the Kubeka family left, they also were leads. So now you got Anna Jojo and stuff who are also the lead actors. Then you get support leads where I come in. People like then Klengiwe comes in, who's also a support lead. So those are the ones that you will usually see most of the time. So they create that. Then what happens is you can move from like for example, Muchiruku Ziva Ainzi Quentin.
Quentin yet.
I got Quentin Agatanga Ari Barman at Q's Lounge. Before it was Q's Lounge, it was called Q's Lounge. And what happened is during the time when we carried on coming to Scandal, they decided my writers they can then write you from a background actor into a lead actor, depending on how they feel my storylines happen. So what they do is every month, what they call brainstorming. So that brainstorming, then they decide what they're going to do with the characters, where the storyline is going. So they always got to keep on surprising the audience. So they can't be too obvious. Like, hey, this must happen, this must happen. But they don't do that. They have a whole bunch of writers. Like I said, my scripts, I think I see, and so there's not one writer on Nyora Scandal. There's a head writer. There's maybe about 12 other writers. Okay. And then the head writers, yeah. So in South Africa, it works so different. And those writers come together every second week. Wachitama brainstorming, and they brainstorm like, so we shoot, when you watch Dr. Mugari, when I start coming out again from October. October, November, December, January. You don't shoot I started shooting it last month.
Okay.
So we shoot.
Right. That's what we see in Akafa Kudara, no, but 2 months at Chibuda.
Because that's how they work this idea. They always shoot way ahead of schedule. And they've always got to do that. How I worked in Zim. I'm not going to shoot 5 episodes one day. It takes, you see Scandal, maybe one episode is 25 minutes. About 25 minutes. To shoot that 25 minutes can take us 2.5 weeks.
Hey.
Yeah. So you can imagine, what you shoot one episode can take almost 2.5 weeks. One episode must be complete. It must be. Yeah, because what happens is they must go into, so maybe today we'll shoot one scene here, one episode, and one scene in maybe one episode in 14 scenes. So I took episode 4,216 to shoot maybe one scene here per episode here. So move to episode 4,210 to try maybe 2 scenes, and they do that, and then what they do is they go into viewing match. And that viewing man, my producer, my content creators, and they all watch it, and they've all got to approve it. And then once they approve, via ETV, you want to put episode, what okay, fine, we approve it. You guys approve. Why not Zokera Futi Motangiza Futi?
Yo, it's a hell of a job. Yo, Shakoma. Shakoma. Saka, right? Like let's talk about your role as Dr. Mugara na girlfriend you playing. These are 2 people, right? A male and a female. Kusangana.
I knew that was coming, and I didn't know about
you guys can kiss. You guys can get in the blankets, and then my blankets we all see. Saying you want to in the a sex and you'll be wearing a short. How do you handle the feelings? Because those things are natural. Sometimes how do you handle that?
To be honest, I think it all boils down to how professional you are, number one, and also your morals as a person. Because I mean, as human beings, we'll be honest, we do act, and acting is a job. But I think a lot, because some people end up, a lot of actors, like if you watch even, like I always talk about Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Brad Pitt, you know Brad Pitt, you know Angelina Jolie. Brad Pitt was married to Jennifer Aniston, but after that movie, he got divorced, and then he ended up marrying that woman he was acting with. I think it just boils down to, so when it comes to us, I think it boils down to, like I said, your morals as a person. Number one, how you are as a person, just your morals, and how professional you are, and where are you standing in terms of your own personal life and your relationship. So for us, I think it came to, and also when you're shooting on set, most of the time, like those love scenes, those love making scenes. If I tell you to get feelings, it's almost so difficult, because panoitwa scene yakadaro, in that same room pamunenge muri munenge muchiona mubhedha, munenge muchiona that whole scenery. Pamberi pacho mamonera kuti paTV tinenge tine cameraman anenge ari pakabata camera. Panenge pane maybe about 2 macameramen anenge ari muroom. Panenge pane munhu welighting anenge ari muroom. Panenge pane munhu anenge akabata script kuona kuti muri kuita script yenyu zvakamira sei. Saka room yacho inenge yakazara, and sometimes inenge iri studio. Apa munenge muchirohwa nemalights futi. So half the time there's so many people in the room that you go into character, and I don't think it's the feeling that you actually get any feelings at that point, especially when you're a professional actor. And you're also you're conscious about my angles, the camera, because but you don't see. So for example, when you grab on so on the kissing scene, once you go to the bed and then you turn, so you can't get up on the bed. Hey, once so unofanira kumira up, unomtarisa maziso ake, unomkisa up, womuisa up, womuhaga, so munenge matoudzwa zvekuita. It's not kuti you are doing it. Obviously, some of the stuff you obviously do freestyle it, but most of the stuff you are doing, you are told this shit must come off at this point. Because marks per floor.
All right.
And yeah, so you must come out this way from your bed. You must come out this way, and then you must stand like this here, because camera ya Dr. Nyasha and the camera ya Hlengi and the so you must not block each other. So all these things are in your head at the same time. So that time
pakisa zvinene makamera, because mukuita mouth to mouth.
Yeah, so there's a way that, okay, fine, obviously when you are kissing, your lips are going to touch. But obviously you're not going to try and stick your tongue down someone's throat, because that's now getting intimate as an actor. You're not getting so as much as it looks like these guys here, they are now kissing with their tongues and stuff. You are not even doing that. There's what it's called mock kissing, but even obviously your lips are going to touch, but the way you are doing it, you know that you are avoiding a lot of that whole tongue action and stuff. Some actors that they do. That some actors will do it because some of them, maybe they're not married, some of them actually just get along as their characters on set, and when they finish kissing with their tongues, they carry on with their lives and they go home.
Nothing happens, yeah. Because I saw a scene. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention the names, but you can mention those because some of them are on my platform and it's shown now. I've seen Kanyimba, and she was totally naked, like naked, literally naked. And I wondered what photo should fight to achieve photo should fight. What is really going on? Can you please what really happened? But
you have to semi actors, and yeah, I know even some of us have that conversation as actors, because we even talk about it in the president and they for about 2 minutes, and yeah. 2 minutes 120 seconds, and that is long. 2 minutes is long.
It's long.
It's long, you know. So when we watched that day, that was very explicit. And the time it's 9:30, we spoke about it.
Yes.
Because I don't think a scene like that there, which is I'm living in a country like South Africa is I mean, to expose my body to that extent, personally, I wouldn't do it. And a lot of actors also kind of like also related to it.
And the other thing, like that, what happened on that scene, when they were trying to be intimate, it's not like they were trying. Actually, they did. Truly speaking, they did. Because the action, and the action, and the body language of these two. I don't think that was acting though. They did it real. Hey.
So Inini, as an actor, obviously I wasn't there during that scene and I never got to speak to them. Gucci guys, that was it. Because what the things we call a closed set. Gucci, so what happens is the guys will come and set up the cameras and everything, and the angle, and everyone then leaves the room. You know, it's a closed set. It's what you see my Hollywood movies. Like when you watch my Hollywood movies, I know no under 18. I know Denzel, maybe Hailey Berry's having a sex scene and stuff like that. They will naked scene. They will close the set and then everyone comes out and then they call action from the outside. So it's just two of you in there, and they call that a closed set. And it just depends on you two as actors, what you've also discussed and how much performance you want to give. And like I said, acting is an art. So also, in as much as some actors will do those scenes like that, we you know what they say, acting 101. Art imitates life. You understand? And you are trying to imitate real life. You don't want to come out as someone who is now looking nervous doing a scene, because you as a viewer, when you are watching it, it needs to relate to your day-to-day life. So these are things that happen. And like I said, a lot of the acting in Africa has evolved. I remember when I was in Zimbabwe, in Panakaita East State Blues, I was one of the first actors to do a kissing scene on an episode. And Pandakaita interview who got the radio station at the time. Arthur Marime Rims was the presenter. The way a lot of the Zimbabwean audience bashed me for doing a kissing scene, just a kissing scene, it was heavy. But I tried to explain to viewers, which, you know, this is what we are seeing day to day. When you go to Hollywood, you can't go there and say I'm an actor and I'm going to have. You can have certain boundaries, but like I said, art imitates life. And as an artist and as an actor, you're going to give a performance and they say this is a love scene. It's a love scene. And if they say you're going to make love, you're going to make love. You know what I mean? And the viewer is got to be convincing. And we can't look at it then and say, oh, JeromeGaliao did a disgusting scene or whatever. It was not JeromeGaliao. This is Dr. Nyasha Mugara who's playing. Because I'm street in when I'm with my partner, when I'm with my wife, people look at me and they, I know Dr. Mugara. You don't run and say JeromeGaliao. So I need to understand. So we need to understand that when you see someone doing a scene, like obviously we saw, like for example, that episode you saw Kanyimbao with that other guy. Yes, they did what they did, but it was what was written for the characters that they play.
So in other words, you're saying because of that scene, that the way the scene was, vakapiwa mari yakawanda kabhegi vakatora pai.
Aiwa, afana kuti mari uyoga haiwa kunzi ukushandira $10,000 per call per day, kana $5,000 per day. Ndo mari yako. No matter what you do,
ndo mari yako.
Ndo mari yako, because ndo mari yamakawirirana kuti okay fine. Even if you're doing a Hollywood movie, you can script a movie to go badara $7 million. Matosina, you can't ask for more money because you are coming out naked, whatever.
But they give you an option of you saying no, I can't do this scene.
This, if you what happens is before you sign your contract, you get to discuss. They'll ask you within the parameters of your contract. What are you? They'll even ask you in your contract, what's your diet? Are you vegetarian? What are your views on coming out nude on TV? What is this? What is that? So you as an artist will then decide. Some actors will tell you, Gucci, I will never play a gay role. I won't kiss. I'm a woman. I'll never kiss another man. I'm a guy. I will never kiss another guy. So some actors have their boundaries, and some actors are just saying, "Fine, I'm an artist. If it's a character, I will play that character." So it just depends on you also as an artist. You got the role. What are your boundaries? And also sometimes having too much of and did I so, it goes against my religious belief and this and that and whatnot. It becomes difficult for you to work with anyone. Because like I said, it's life. There's things you need to play as, you know. Maybe you need to play a drunk guy over what I'm Muslim. So I'm not allowed to even look drunk. I'm not allowed to drink alcohol. and then maybe you must play where you must act drunk, but because of your own personal beliefs, you can't. Then you find yourself you're not going to be able to work. So it's an industry where if you want to be an artist and you want to get into the acting industry, everything you do as an actor has to imitate real life.
Right. Yeah. So you said they're shooting for August, September, August, October, November, December, January. What are we expecting? Yeah. What should we expect?
So okay, without bleeding out too much, it's the upcoming scenes now. A lot of people, when you saw Dr. Mugara coming on the scene the first time, it was this soft-spoken, easy-going guy. He was a doctor, but you saw him in his element as a doctor. You only saw him at a love story type of thing. A lot of people know Dr. Mugara as a lover and coming into a relationship. So this next season, when you see Dr. Mugara, you're going to see more of him as a doctor, more of him in his element, using the terminology as a doctor, more of him in his hospital element, and you're also going to see him a lot of him talking about his background. He has a best friend as well, who's also Shona.
I saw him, yeah.
So
I saw him.
Our Shona audience, get ready to be entertained. Scandal is going to have a lot of Shona. Yeah, you're going to see Dr. Mugara talking a lot about his going a lot about back home, and a lot of emotional scenes are coming. Yeah, a lot of stuff that's going to make the audience really connect with the character, and also the characters he's going to be playing with on the upcoming episodes. So it's going to be a nice cinematic ride. It's going to be he's going to bring some good performance, and also bringing a lot of who he is as a Zimbabwean, you know. So yeah, the South African audience, our international audience, is going to see a different side of who he is. It's going to be nice. So I think from October. Yeah.
Watching Dr. Mugara playing and Jerome, is there a scene whereby, or a role whereby you say, no, this one I can relate, as Jerome, I can relate on this one from Dr. Mugara? Paripo pamune similarities here, kana you are totally different from Dr. Mugara as Jerome.
I think Muskan's Bauna, Dr. Mugara is a straight edge guy. Like, you know, he doesn't, what he sees, what you get. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, Anna, like I said, if you follow my pages, Jerome, I'm a very exciting character. If you see, I do a lot of skits, and I'm very playful. I think Dr. Mugara is just totally different from who I am. I think the humbleness of Dr. Mugara is a lot. I can relate to that. Like, I'm that person. If you meet me on the road, I'm going to stop.
We can tell.
I'm going to spend 5 minutes with you. We're going to feel like we know each other. You know what I mean? I think that him and I relate in that way, that I've got time for people, and I've got time to listen. You know, I've got time to give advice, and you know, I've got time to share. So yeah, I think with him and I in that aspect, yes, we do relate very well.
Wow, this is quite interesting. Yeah, very interesting, and we learned a lot about. Studio menu that we did not even know. I think you guys can agree with me. I know I was glued. That's not a lot of these things I've explained. Sure, we are learning every day. We are learning new things every day. So if you like, you know, a lot you're doing skits. Are you allowed to introduce, like, giving a proposal to the producers? You can add this onto my role. Do they allow that?
Yeah, they give you like per set, for example, like per script. I don't think Dr. Mugara would necessarily say Jagadai, and also maybe as someone who's from Zimbabwe, in Zimbabwe Jagadai, they take that advice. As actors, we have that kind of thing. You talk about a director, writers, but so I think let's do it like this here. And they will consider it. It's like, and also I don't go I am lines, I'm going to go line for line. Sometimes maybe the line is a bit emotional, and I can't say the lines from the Janyorwa. I've got to add a few things to give that script or that writing some body, but still sticking to the story. You're allowed to do that. Because obviously, Ivo Kubasa, Pandotaura Shona, Apana Munargun's got and vanike ndikati kuti took up a set, automboza kuti ndatuka. Saka I think they give me a lot of creative room. I must be able to relate to a lot of the things. And like I said, it's fun because if you got that kind of creative space, when you also put some emotions up as a character on set.
Right. Now that we know we've got an issue of local people saying we don't want foreigners anymore and things like that, and you went on scene and spoke Shona. Passing, are you not getting people talking like you remember vanotanga kuya ma-enemies avasikure vanenge vatori that maybe lead role yako iyoyo vanenge vari mumudhuze imomo, this is the opportunity to crush it down tikwanise kupinda ipapo. Are you not getting those kind of things as for now?
To be very honest, this whole thing here, I've been hearing a lot of it outside of my spheres. I've never, because sometimes to save on fuel or cost, sometimes we don't know better combi when bus. And obviously, you people notice you go up in the job exhibit where people will see you and notice you. A lot of the people as well as South Africans, they'll come and greet me. Don't you kumbira my picture? It's so funny what is sometimes. There's a time where obviously because you on up TV, social media, hey. You do like this, hey, my foreigner chichi. Of course, and I'm now popular. Look at showing up at TV. There was a time I was kind of like very kind of almost would say scared, but in public. But I promise you, every time and everywhere I go, don't miss what I'm going to talk about my picture. What advice on how to get into acting? Even my South African actor, how do I get into the industry? Please explain to me what are the pros and cons. Even my interview on radio and stuff like that. A lot of people a lot of the audience is very supportive. I think it stems from one. I think I've concluded. It's a lot of the people who have nothing to do.
Yeah.
No, so because I think someone and focus for life you will respect that person. Yeah. So I've been I've never seen even once on my social media page written anywhere why takupindirwa nemaforeigner nemazimbabwe TV or Nigerian and no, I've never seen
that. Right. Saka imimi ku actor pa scandal apa pane imwe show inobuda pa TV yekuti you wish kana kuti makatotazanezisa kuti ndoda kupinda apa ndoda kupinda chita apa iga lisanda actor apa hansa ndapedza ndeipi so iwe.
I think I've been wanting to do a lot of comedy. But I think one local one that I would like to actually be on if they carry on and rest his soul, because my dream was one day to share the screen now. But obviously the show is still going on, and I hope that maybe that's one thing is Kings of Joburg.
Oh, Kings of Joburg, all right. Okay. Kings of
Joburg. Yeah, I've been on the Queen. I always wanted to be on, and I have been on it. But I think to work with Ferguson Films, Kings of Joburg is one of the shows that I think local shows that I would love to get a role on and see how far I can take that there, because it's an exciting production. Those guys, their production is just action, and yeah, it's fun.
So do you sometimes sit on your couch at home and watch yourself acting in the TV?
I don't even own a TV.
Really?
Yeah. I haven't owned a TV for about, I think, 3 years now.
Wow. Wow.
So I think it also happened when I was in Zimbabwe. I don't know. I think it's also happened. Panandiri by Estate Blues footy. I think I only watched myself about 2 or 3 times, even pandajayouth.com. I feel watching myself on TV will make me criticize a lot. And I think mentally, the way I saw myself, if I try to make it, if that kind of judgment is in the back of my head, I don't think my performance would come out as well as I would love it to come out. So yes, once in a while, I'm going to go end up internet and then just go and see 1 or 2 scenes. But most of the time, those who maybe by my Facebook posts or my scene and go post up at the Scandal website. But yeah, I don't own a TV.
So according to you now, which one is the best from soaps that Naomi is it? The one that you can say, no, I think this one is the Queen, the best, the River is the best. Scandal. Obviously, you'd say that it's Scandal because you are there.
Job security, many job security. Madam Taresh,
yeah, we don't know who's watching. But tell me one thing, I am who I am, Dr. Mugara. Ntamula so kumshakwedeni.
Mati?
Ntamula so kumshakwedeni.
I think no. Matthew, I think Lamulo, I think he's vendor.
Vendor, not Shangani.
Yeah, he's Shangani or vendor. I'm not sure. Yeah, between the two, I don't think. But yeah, he's. I think he's. Yeah, I think so. Because but we haven't gotten to speaking about where exactly. But I've got a lot of scenes coming up now at the next episodes.
Yeah, because I like I mean, it's dialogue. It's language. Like slang. It's a language, but so it's a language or whatever. I don't know, but it's very eloquent language.
It's a mixture of many languages. You didn't get Sutu, Zulu, Afrikaans, mixan.
Huh? Yeah, I know you go, and they come go with the flow. Go with the flow. I mean, but anyway, that guy is good though. He's good, right? Yeah, I understand. It's not followers, and we are now your followers, guys. To all those, and let's support our brother. He's making us proud in South Africa, guys. And let's support this Scandal. Let's go. Actually, I think we're on Scandal though. And page Rao, JeromeGaliao. Right, JeromeGaliao, guys. Page Ndagapina. Let's just go and follow his page so that we can see more of his kids and Shiva support our. Maybe if they can see those kind of no support here, more time. Kana maligding roy antimaona kuti vakwanzo dio kuzviramira zvakanaka saka ande tinofollowa page ndakapina guys and see only 10 12 people liking the page and itione guys 13 people I can see ngati like page guys ngati follow. Let's go and follow the page. Let's follow the page. I can see the numbers going up. Ngati follow a page guys. Let's go and follow the page. And the other thing I had this guy akataura nemi zero here one community say makataura mkawirirana hanzi you're going to grace us with your presence. Is it true or it's false?
It's not false. I think the answer it's on the 10th
November, yeah.
So what I will do is Shatinate Kwaku Scandal no anonzi my call sheet. So call sheet in engage what days you are shooting. So obviously now that I'm following you and also the gentleman on Dakatara Nayan Zuru, and I got his number as well. As soon as I know what's going on that day there, I will make it a point to come. I will obviously you will know Kuti I'm coming.
And again, if it happens, I heard you want also to bring other Scandal actors.
I would essentially like to bring them, but obviously when I go to work tomorrow, some of the guys I'm doing my scenes with, I'm going to speak with them and find out also what their schedules are like.
Just tell the men to just come and see what Zimbabweans does. Let's interact, have fun together. Having pictures with them. That will be quite interesting. Yeah. I
told them they've got
everyone would want to take a picture with you guys. Everyone would want to have a picture, a selfie with you.
If it's for you, listen, what I'm going to try and definitely do is I'm going to try and pressure and see that I can get a free day just to do that there for you, because what you've done for me today has also been a big thing. I really thank you so much, and I thank your fans for also tuning in. So I'm going to try my best. If they don't manage to come, I'm going to do my best to turn up. I'll try my best to bring one or two, but definitely I'm going to do my best to come and turn up, just to come and grace your occasion and come and say hi. I will definitely do that there, because like I said, you've given me this time and this platform, and I really appreciate it. And we must wash each other's hands, you know. And I told my Scandal guys, which is Zimbabwe watches Scandal, they have a huge fan base like in Zimbabwe. So I think it'll only be a good thing for at least a few of them to just come through as well.
For me, just bring Jamulo. I just want to hear you sing that Tsotsi language. Face to face.
Okay. I will speak with him Mangwana. I think I'm definitely seeing him Mangwana. Yes, Mangwana never seen Naya. So I'll speak to him tomorrow, and then I'll obviously update you. I'll send you an inbox. I'll send the gentleman.
Yeah, then you can tell me what's up to Zoti. How many I'll come together because that could go team. Because Haiti so yeah, just tell us when you're spoken to them, when they give up free, to see you what Zimbabweans does. Just tell us and thank you for coming here. Thank you for agreeing to be on the show. Actually, when my PA told me, no, I've been speaking to Jerome, I was like, huh, really? Because I never took him serious anyway. I'm serious. You're going to hear him. I'm busy fixing a flyer. I'm like, wow. So we are really humbled, and we are truly so down to earth right now. Matistika panapa azvitwe nevangani. Imimi vacho toda kuti muende my followers share tese. Ngati my followers. So guys, please kana usati uenda kuno follow page rangu. Ndaona ngu manamba aenda zvokukwira zvokuenda chako chaipo. Asina chikumbiro kuti endai munowedzera neuwandu wenyu guys. Endai munowedzera tifollowewo tione maskits tione everything. You do a skit, ungaita skit yenyu sometimes before you post it on your page. Get hold of the guy that we were talking to yesterday. Mupe skit, yes. And then what we can rapano over pin a link. Then you also we are calling sister card because we don't want to jeopardize and manager is not control. Sakamtizon tabakote. Sakamkatanga matipa is tikasopaini. Obviously with the link and that people will see and they will follow straight to your what? To your page.
Thank you.
So Dr. Mugari, so Dr. Mugari, thank you very much. We love you so much, and we are going to support you. May God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bandans. Right. That was Dr. Mugari. And a very humble guy, a very soft-spoken and humble guy. The way he is actually on Scandal is the way he is. Majona, guys, did you see that? Did you see that? The way he is on Scandal is the very same way he is even in network. Is it my network? Is it my network, guys? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys? Okay, so you can hear me. You can hear me, right? Love you too, Phoebe. Okay. Right. Okay. So guys, I'm so happy. Dafara. So tichange tichiunza antika vaikune dzimwe nyika zvakare chirungu chamukuramba chiya. Pavachauya pano vane dzimwe nyika tikuuya antika tichauya navo. Muchange muchinzwa zvakasiyana siyana. So to mazimu influencers aichika kuti munobvunzwa personal life dzenyu. I think you have seen this interview. It's all about getting to know you. We don't want to know about your deep secrets or your deep life or your deep what. Antika, you are free to just come and we talk, you chat, we talk to people, you know, things like that. We clear, you know, talk about interactor. Then it's no go fire. So tichange tizongurunza vakasiyana siyana but tinenge tangotaura nawo vakabvuma obviously vasisa vanobvuma mumwe vacharamba andimaona mumwe vachabvuma tichange tichingoti vanoda anouya asi ndowirirana zvavo nevakawanda ndowirirana navo so they will come vachauya vakawanda ndinowirirana navo hanzi unza intandalax hey ndine namba yake munhu yakozi ni WhatsApp group riyari ndakapinda ndairimo saka namba ndakadzitora imuya zvokuti akazouya pasho kuti zomuita akasara kuona it's worth a try though. It's worth a try. tichaona kuti tazama kuti tisvikepi tionoti hatitokumbira umboya kudhayarizi kuti want to know more about you like anomaona tonzwa kuti anoti chii anomaona I'll try, I'll give it a shot. And he gained a follower. Thank you. Okay, I will try. Wanenga kuzati nikamuza kuti uyano yachimhanya ndijipu dzikatapila. Jipu dzikatapila mukati ngauye mangwana chai anenge ari pano mangwana chai anenge ari. Hanzi na license ndikuda kuyawo ndi celebrity rekumba kwedu. Mai mofu muri celebrity kare fashion police. Muri celebrity re fashion police uko. Saka munogona kutodi ansoda sekuru mjolo mazepe. Okay, maybe Joba pira pati ndo show yacho here Joba pira kundo shoka ndo show. Thank you Stokozile. Right, we don't know who's going to be our next guest. You can unzaina Diana Kai. Ansana mbosora na you chip the country. Uyano yamangwana cheka tokuchira nasi anototi let's go smelly and do let's go. You are not uya hana mangwana. I think lucky for now we don't need him because actually akati provoke pano imuno bamazo become vocal and actually over ataura vano bauya votara otakataura zvake izvozvo mubva machitanga kumuataka manje tingatozowedzera fani zvalucky uzvo let's live like uzvo let's live like hanzi nafeli mwana wasikeri nadia mawani hapana munhu anonzi mawani munhu anongotaurwa naye munhu approach munhu hakuna musikana kauya akanditi atite zvecrime aitoti ndaitya kutosvika kwamuri patakangosvika tikataura because I'm free tangoenda kuna Jerome and we spoke and zvikatoitika anomaona vana taita tichavaunza toda kutoziva zvaanenge achitiitira because zvinhu zvachingoti nekuseka zviizvo zvezvaanenge achitiitira zviyani anomaona hanzi Nadia akachizwa kuti Zimbabwe soda makiza it's not all about Zimbabweans my sister. You are going to see people from other countries here. It's not only about Zimbabweans. You are going to see people from other countries, big artists. I'm going to show big artists. Chakanda flyer mchati inema. Mchati kwa tikunyepa. Chakanda flyer mozo mona uye. Ma big artists. Tichama unza pano. Ekune dzimwe nyika. Wacha ekune Zimbabwe. Ekune dano totifa iri tikara approach. Lekune dzimwe nyika. Muchavaona. Vachiuya. Muchavaona. Because the moon wanzira muzana ekuseri is that powerful though. Is that remember animal music industry. Anita makolabo na vantu mavideo vanhu mira mchaona watch the space mchamaona vachiya zvinhu mbomira kutanga mati titovarigwa nema edu ekumusha ekunze kumuchamaona chiya pano mchamaona mire muona mchamaona right right so guys, it was nice having Dr. Mugara. Really, guys, you can agree. Let's keep on following, guys. Tichiona maskita vanhu vachita kana vakatikandira kuno kuti nomakanda kutangira kuno tukusumudza zviro zvakaita wamwe takasimudza kumasuro kuvatove ma big people. We try and help you kuti vaivewo big kumusoro ikoko handitika zvichienda zvakadaro handimoona zvichienda zvakadaro. So guys, yeah, that's it. So kana ungototenga tiketi rako rekuHaiti handimoona kana ungototenga tiketi rako rekuHaiti kana uyo unovaona fair Dr. Mugara is very handsome though, but he's married. Sorry man, Asha was sorry, he's married, he's already taken. Pick at least a picture you can get. More to write my pictures, monovaona fair. You don't know kuti vachakwanisa kuuya nani or nani handisi hanzi makadzi yanga namakadzi yanga yakatoplaniwa show iyo, it was planned and then munhu akaronga namakadzi vachiona kubva musi uyo atodza kubatika kangano handimoona yanga yakarongwa show iyo. Pane flyer rakanga rakatogadzikwa ndasandakatarisira katogadzikwa akafona makati ndakazoona message because ndisina kuwa confirmation ndakazoona message 3 hours later handimoona. Guys, musandibvunze nyaya yababano kundakataura pana kuti we go there on Thursday. I said to you guys we are going there on Thursday. Saka mukana vamutindibvunza ka he watches baba vai vanotarisa pano vakatotaura kuti ndanga ndiripo palive watuma SIS MELLY pama audio avakaita what began to play ma audio acho damuda kuti muzviguru ndinawo kama audio but ndakuseva ndichamawana fast kaindi matsvake vanenge varimo hapana munhu anenge asimo comment section vana vachiona vanhu vaya ndinipo tsvaka baba vaya vanenge varimo mu comment section. Asamba ticket Haiti bata Shumpress ari mu comment section. Bata Shumpress mom Shumpress bata Atam Town. Thank you, License. Thank you. Right. Ane maaudio akautumira mukadzi wake iwai.
Yes, Pamela Okoza, mai vanotando makuze, mai va no problem.
Akazoma anobloka the very same day.
All right. Zvawaita ndazviona kwese kusocial media kwese ndazviona zviri mumaziso mangu. All right. Asi chandichada kuziva kwauri ndechekuti social media kwawaenda wataura wasolva here wapedza here nyaya dzako nini, because at the end ndini newe tinofanira kunge tichitaura. Wapedza here nyaya dzako kusocial media ikoko, and what are you going to do with all the damages that you have caused in my name? Okay, vari kundifonera ivo vako vemadhayari vaitaura ivo vaya, no problem, I answered them. Ndoda kukupa ndokusendera audio yezvavanga vachitaura vanhu ivavo, unzwe nemapinduriro andavaita ndinokusendera wozvinzwa zvakare, and unovasendera zvakare kana uchida, you send them that message again kwavari. But what you have done is right to your side, but it doesn't solve anything, because iwe unofanira kutaura nini. Kutuka kwaunondiita uchindiita sei hakusi kutaura nyaya ikoko. Right.
Right, ndekuchangai. Saka admin team hero basa hanzi narisi batai love neSummers akatanga kusupport aritengira vanhu matickets. Iyo ningikiri
kuti ndokwakazobatsira mwana zvese zvakaitika unozviziva. Okay? We must sit down and talk about it. Then lastly, you warned me. Wakandiudza ukataura kuti izvi zvinopera nekufa kwemunhu. Okay, it's fine. No problem. Kufa handitizi kufa chamarika kana zvichingonzi zvauya ndinofa zvangu haisi kana nyaya. But ndiwo unenge wandiurayisa. Yeah, I am receiving calls, I am receiving messages of threats. Kuno ndikuwaona vamwe vanhu vachitaura vachidiko, everything ndikuzviona. I am listening, I am watching. Ndichangomirira to the last day. But unokanganisa chinhu chimwe Pamela. Hautauri nini, unopopota, unondituka, you don't express. Pamwe pacho ndinotadza kukudaira nekuti unenge uchindipopota, ndinenge ndakutsamwira nekupopota. Only 2 minutes. Ndopaunotaura zvine musoro zvekuti ndinokudaira ndokupindura, and paunotaura ipapo handitadzi kukupindura. But kana wangotanga kurasika wakutorasika zvachose. Number 2. Ini nevana vana nopolo nanotando. Ini nevana nopolo navana notando. Ndipo pamba pedu ipo paya. Ndipo pamba pedu. Iwe pawakabva uchibva ipo paya wakapwanya imba ukatora mawindow frame, ukatora madoor frame, ukatora fence, ukaenda ukapwanya musha ukaenda. Okay? Ndikasara ndisina pekugara, chero vana vakasara vasina pekugara. Izvo zvindiri kuvaka pekugara pekuti vana vakure vachigara pamba ipapo. You are taking everything to social media. You are taking everything to social media. Anyway, that's your route. Ndozvawasarudza. Asi wakanganisa. Nokuti waita zvinhu izvi usina kutaura nyaya yako. Uri kungopopota, uri kungondituka, uri kupopota, uri kundituka. That's why ndisina kuda kupindura nyaya dzako pawadziitaura nezuro. Because uri kungotuka vanhu. Uri kutuka vanhu. Uri kunyepa. Pamela, kuna munhu handina kukubata, handina kukupisa, handina kukubatirana na stepmother vangu, havasi stepmother ndimainini. Mukadzi wababa munini, handina kukutuka, havana kukubata, havana kuita sei. Asi dambudziko rakaitika unoriziva iwe. Kusvika tiende kumaprofita kwakatibatsira, kwakaita kuti ndokwakazobatsira mwana, zvese zvakaitika unozviziva. Okay?
Saka ndo nyaya yacho na mamwe ndamapuleya mumaaudio sana.
Ukataura kuti izvi zvinopera nekufa kwemunhu.
Saka ndo murume zvanga kuita after tapedza naye palive angari pake palive chiva tumwana SIS MELLY kuti vauya vanhu vavatuma kusocial media chichichi anga aripo zvakachiona asi anga akabhuloka mukadzi wika remember akabhuloka mukadzi akabva anibhuloka akanyanya kutaura naye saka zvisinei tikati aiwa ngoma ndiyo bhuti tiri kuuya tichauya saka toda kusvika kune musi wechina toda kusvika kutohwa chokwadi vese mukadzi unoda mutinini kune mukadzi chikwira uye tiinde background because murume akutaura zvakanaka after anzwa zvisocial media akasvinzwa zvamaitaura muconversation aizviona akabva achinja tune ani muri kunzwa kuti apataura akadzikama voice akutoti asenge ari kusofta mukadzi wake ndikati chiuya iwewe tichienda paposition tinotaura tiri paposition akati ndiri kure ari kucape town kuti ndiuya handikwanisi saka ndozvanetsa saka tikangowirirana kuti ndichaenda kwenini ndoendawo totaura nyatitiwe both sides of the story kuti zviri kumbonyatsa kufamba sei handiti maona ndiani akatora mawindo frame ndiani akatiza musha ndiani apa musha munhu pamene kuti zviri kufamba sei handimaona and the other thing ndine vanhu vechirume vakawanda vari kundiringa kuseri nevakadzi vachiti simeli matiregerera tati chikumbirawo kuti timbojola handiti mumbotipawo vanhu toda vanhu vekuroora toda vanhu vekugara navo vanhu havasi kubatika handimaona saka ndambozama kuzviginowa ndambozvitara zvichiginowa kuti mashows emadeting awandisa tichibva tistrike vanhu vacho vanoramba chingodzoka handimaona kubva kuna nauk uko kuzimbabwe kupi kune varume vakaona kuti vari kuda kutsvaga vakadzi kuitwa kukafani saka maybe we'll have that show for one day iroro rokuti tiuye panapa vanhu vadi saka vari kuda kunyenga vaya vari kuti vakadzi vanetse chichiva ndakati kuseni toda kuti muzombonyenga ndikupe vakadzi padirect tione kuti zvamuri kutaura zviite here zvinoita here kuti hazviiti mochindibata kuseri andika kana timogadzirira musi weshow ushu kuti muvepo musi weshow tikwanise kudi kunzwa kuti zviri kufamba sei nevakadzi vari kutsvakawo mapartners handiti tione hapana chinonyadzisa partner isikamuti inobvira kupi nyaya yemwana akadzi akarepo ndakauya ndikatotaura feedback pano problem ndechekuti pandotaura mafeedback mamwe munenge hamuteereri mamwe malife muzoramba muchikodzoka nenyaya 1 muchingondibvunza but ndakatotaura andika ndakatotaura nyaya yamai ndikati mai vaya pandakaenda kwavari ndikanoti ndauya mama nyaya yemwana ifamba sei vakasvikotaura kuti kwanzi mwana haana kurepwa ndikati ko zvakanga mwana akavhurika plus zvinhu zvanga zviri pamusoro pemwana zvikanzi mwana akaita infection ndakazvitaura pano zvikanzi kwai mwana akaita infection saka aita infection saka ndokwaibuda zvinhu ndikati zvaibuda pamwana zvinhu izvi saka mai vemwana vadaro iwo sine mapurisa madzamupindi kunopinda mai vemwana muchita nharo muchiti kudii ndakatoita nefeedback pano saka mai vemwana insisted kuti aiwa haana kurepiwa makaita imba sasinedi mwana haana kutorepiwa saka ndichapinda pa ndichiti kudii mai vemwana vavhara isi mapurisa takanzi tongoda mai vemwana kuti vapinde nemwana vamwe vese garai pashi saka taizodi ndopakabva pangoperera usarungano takazvitaura pano anomaona hanzi nyaya yeshow musaita pakapo nyaya yedating musaita babakudzi vanobhuwa zvokuti babakudzi vanga vakaenda kulimpopo babakudzi vakazobata maikudzi vakataurana namaikudzi vataurana namaikudzi vakatumira hanzi vari kulimpopo vakandifanira vari kulimpopo vane hama yavo vakatumira maikudzi mari maikudzi achiita tinotaurana navo kuzimbabwe anomaona saka maikudzi akatumirwa mari nababakudzi ivo vanga vari kulimpopo vangaenda kuli vakandifanira vachienda kulimpopo babakudzi vakandifanira vari kulimpopo vachiti vaisa mari maikudzi vaenda kunotora vana kuti vaende navo kupi vaende navo kuzimbabwe asi maikudzi zvemurume havachadi andimoona saka maikudzi vakapiwa mari handina kuzonzwa murume wacho kuti vapo after kuba because murume wacho akati ndichisvika kujobek ndadzokera kujobek ndasvika nekupai feedback kuti vana vaende kana kuti kudi saka hana kuzondibata kuti andipe feedback ndichamutsvaga ndio kuti feedback racho vana vakatokoyeka kuti vana havana asi vanga vatotumira mari maikudzi akatumirai mari ndinotora vana andimaona saka guys I think ndapedza I'm done toda kuzodzoka nenyaya yemasponsor euk andika part 2 toda kuzodzoka nenyaya yemasponsor euk part 2 andimaona because masponsor anenge awanda kune vamwe masponsor anoti hatibhadharisi kune vamwe masponsor anoti kwaitoda kutobhadharisa tisingazisi pakubhadharisa apa panobhadhariswa mari ene mari because knowledge yayo tinofanira kugara muchiziva iwe guys nenyaya yekuti vakawanda venyu muri kuda kubuda handiti muri kuda kubuda muri kuda kuenda kunze kwenyika so you should know what to expect and what not to expect not kuti mugare muri on the edge musingazivi kana pakupedzisira maybe probably pamwe munhu akataura uchidiko kuti inini ndinoda mari you know yes yellow mushe kanjani ani Tapelo chosen. Okay. Hakuna kuri nani kuri se kwa muri. Inishoye. Oh, inishoye nyo ndamusambo inakita nayi. Yeah, ndimurizo takangoona ichitanga kutora kunze ndimurizo. And then that was it. Apana patombo sangana nemapost. Kurumbo zvose. Munoflyera choriripe. Munondipa flyer mundipa mari yangu yebasa ndo market. Ndizvo obvious. Ndingakukomatira muromo uchikukomatira kuti muite mari musingadliwo. Kupi. Pai? Oh. Ora ndiani? Kona mabatizira vachite yapa vakuimberi. Wangu ari MC. Okay. Ukafupi na wangu ari ma MC. Ukafupi na nikira wangu ari ma MC. All right, now with the president. All right, no problem. No, muta ranguva iripoka. Chinyaso kutika. All right. Iripo saka ndio namba icho unobata kwa. All right. Ndakuziva. Sharp. All right. Timbutaura mari basa ndakaita page mari yese basa iperi. Aiwa mari basa kuzo. Nemina. Mona zvakaitika ndeni kuti zvakaitika. Handi ndakaposta flyer papa ichiti poster advertise business with us. Kuda chiri kwachina kuda zvakanaka here kuti vana kuisisa kimu rakazara ku WhatsApp sisime nditengesa chakati ndikati alright ndokuti zvakanipi zvonitengesa ndazoti nomusika kwanzi tengesa hembe dzavana chichi ndikati uchindipa hembe dzavana ndotengesa zvinhu zvakati ndati 500 rand ndiri kumaketera shop scammer ndakati mwana apedza kutsika mabhali block saka vanhu vanotengeserwa musafunga kuti ndizve mahara ndo basa racho iroro ndo basa inini ndinoya panapa izvi zvakafanana nematiketi ajapresa izvozvo tatengesa makani mashowanzi iwaya masikisa tichiita ndichingutaura pana matiketi ajapresa kuona mapromoters okutenda kuti amapusha maworks uzoti matiketi afamba unoona nokuti kana uriwo kati ndotengesa hembe dzangu ndoga unenge une maclients ako mashoma ini ndoya pabroader ndikiri platform ndiye ndotaura kuti guys tikutengesawo hembe life pano and inodai handiti some people will buy vakatowanda vanototanga kutotenga spice vayo vamwe vanotenga maspice handiti mashona saka ndo inonzi endorsement ndo marketing yacho hakuna kwamunofa makaitigwa advertisement mahara hakuna kwamunofa makaitigwa maadverts enyu mahara musanyepera nemumastreet pane ndochajiwa ukauya panditoki inini jipesi kuti mandiri jipesi ndombozoseka ndichitukwa nazuva uchinzi simeni muri kuraya basa mukudhimbura basa price yamunocheja vana vaiti toti nai zuva zvinoona kuti munhu akutaura kuti munhu upcoming zvinomuchechi mari zakuda muchechi anoiwa nepi hanoona anenge asina iyoyo yakadaro hanoona because mboindai reference dai motaura kwaziva kuti ndebhizinesi rangu kakati mari kundikanta munohwa mapurice koko dai muhwa mapurice kana tindai kuna madhabhosi dai ndiadvertise munyatsonzwa mapurice kuti aufa hanoona ina ane chingotaura chita vanhu vichidi hakuna zvokuti unoitigwa mahara guys ndo basa reduwo isusu ndo patiohlawo ipapo pamaendorsement pamachi saka pese pamunoona tichitoya pano tichitaura nezvemunhu inenge tori paid advert hanimona anzi maspice sikutenga thank you precious ari kutenga hanimona izvozvi vakatondiaprocha futi vakuda kudzoka futi vemaspice hanimona aiwa ndandisina kustika jo hanimona saka ndokurarama kuitawo masocialites kokuti memuchopa mabasa chimaketa nokuti vane maplatform anenge anonhakwana ndanditi saka musazoti kwaiskama kuskamiwa hakuna chinhu chemahara ani mazviona saka tinoda kutonyaso nzwisisawo kuti zviri kufamba sei kuti vanhu vari kuenda kuuk vamwe vanoti mahara vamwe vanoti tinoda kubhadharisa mari handimaona tichida kuti tinzwise kuti vari kuda kuenda inini rakawanda muinde pamunotanga kuti musazoshamisika kana kuzodzoka kumasocial media makurevera vanhu imi makasena contract musina kuverenga kunzi tichada mari yakati iwe hauchaverengi contract wakungonosaina handimaona iwe wakungonosaina wakuzodzoka uchida iso saka taida kunzwisisa kuti mudzidze zvakawanda. Actually, I might as well do it now because I'm very bit. And now, I can spare 2 hours the most. And more, I can spare 2 hours the most. No what's up with it? Can I move Tita would tingo pezana yonya eman for you still have to pay you again for it depends faith. Should not depend. Van vakadzi muna zvinoisa vanhu vemawiki mene ndikudze vanhu vanoita zvemusoro nemawiki zvinoitika nezvekudai munoda kuti ngwarisira vanhu vemawiki anouya wigi yangu ishi nditengesere mesimeri ndikumuadvertisera nditi pakumuadvertisera makastoma chataka kudunduka anenge achiya kwandiri kwete kwaari handi simeri ndaona wiki ndikuda wiki inini ndakupa munhu uya namba yani yemunhu ari kuita mawigi hani mukuona halo hello andisi maona saka ndaya ndakatariswa nemaziso matsvuku akomana kuita ma-IT gaya anenge ari kusuro kwanga akutarisa kuti kuda kuitei tocorrect hanimaona saka ndo nyaya dzinenge dziripo hanzina nzira yemuromo sineri saka guys muripo here tifambire mberi nenyaya yemaagents are you there dangoona chete signal toipindira mberi nenyaya yemaagents tinzwisani kana kuti mawana information iri enough. Okay, right. So guys, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Ndingo kata live atingadzibatanidzi. Ndingo kata live ndobva ndadzoka. Then topinda munyaya yemaKRC. Anditika Hloni Gamunorwa, how are you? So guys, don't go, stay